Okay, Libra. Scorpio season, after your season. Yeah. Tell me our season is, Libra season is not like so weird, and why we can tend to feel weird, and how it is like absent from emotion sometimes. Right? It's just art. There's so much too. Like, it was a beautiful month for me personally. But I think a lot happened, and I think now you might be sifting through some things if you're like me. If you're not, you're starting to understand a little bit even more deeper, like who you are, of what it is that you're going through, and the changes that you're going through, and what has been undeniably a point of feeling maybe stuck, or a lack of control, even though you wanted to mask it in some kind of control, and you did to your own standard. And whatever you did to mask that is now coming back to you, and it's just not. It's a good time to be aware of that which can make you tired. What the real energy it is behind the heaviness that you could perhaps feel, right? Like, getting behind it instead of letting it consume you is ultimately the goal this month. And yet you could realize and completely run into this cycle, this shift, this something that is both ending, beginning, and it's a part of how you choose to continue to show up in these situations for yourself, and how you choose to also view this Five of Pentacles, these moments in your life, or different moments in your life that maybe you don't always want to admit, but they tend to be extended periods of time where, yes, you're you doing great, doing fine, but there's something that is not connected. You are connected, and when you're feeling ultimately connected, you're like that first bitch to say, I'm connected, like I know, or you're feeling it and you're well aware of whatever is beyond. But there's been something for a while now, I can't really gauge the timeline, where there's just been this thing between you, maybe your soul, your purpose. There's something between it, and it could be literally something that you experienced that stopped you to a certain extent. But there's this different way, because it's possible that someone could be hearing you out, like you needing someone to hear you out, and like you're willing to share it, they're willing to listen, and you are no longer looking both ways. You're just trusting the road ahead and going for it. I'm not telling you to go out into traffic and not look both ways. That's not it. It's just that you can run, fly, dream, knowing that there is something deeply woven that has your best interest, that has your back, that can catch you when you fall. If there's any falling, you just have to jump. You have to jump. And that doesn't mean like you're quitting your job or moving across the country or breaking up with someone or getting married to someone. This is just meaning like whatever your version of jumping is. This could be just starting, whatever the thing is you've been thinking about. This could be having the conversation you've needed to have, or asking someone something and knowing that you could be rejected or turned down by whatever it is that you're asking. This could be you trying on some new clothes or trying out something new with your look. This could be you deciding what makes you who you are. That wherever a certain placement of Saturn is, we'll get more into that into the second part, which will be in a link below with all of other links to work with me one-on-one. This part of you that is shining through this month, that will be very cleaned up, that will, like, whatever you're purging out, there's going to the whole month is this moment, but you feel as though you can be yourself and expand and express in the ways that you want to. There's no lack of shining. There's no lack of being too big or too small. There's no overthinking. You can, but there's moments where you don't need to. Don't even think about it. There's moments this month where you get into a groove and you feel what Scorpio season can give to you. It may be communicated to you directly as well. Someone may be like telling you or giving you information that it feels nice to hear, but you've learned over and over again that it's what you create. It's how you create. It's the connections that you make. It's the moments in your life that bring you closer to what you're creating. Even if you create something and package it and sell it, it's like there's something closer because you don't stop creating. Most people don't just stop creating, whether or not you're still creating your life, you're still, living in a space, you're still moving about, you're still creating your life, pretty much. And what you've taken from the position that people have been communicating about, you're learning that you're just going to take the information and run. Like, you don't need to be too attached to any one place or position or moment or job or title. I'm not saying that we don't need titles. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying there's a good thing to be released of that this month. And if you're holding on too tightly, you will be given the opportunity to let go, but you're also might just burst a little bit. Just saying. And you can do whatever you want with that. Either way, it's going to give you some good material. I'm not saying utilize your life to make things dramatic, to get material for art. That's not what I'm saying. You don't have to do that. Some of you might. You may realize it this month. Just saying, especially by the end of the month, towards Sagittarius season. But like the Taurus full moon will expose to you exactly what it is that you no longer want to present, or it doesn't feel good to you, or you were kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out, half, and you're kind of like, I'm gonna be all in this way or that way, and it's kind of surprising to you, but what you're able to make with it and make from it can work wonders. You just need the sides of you that remember, when you take something personal, you have something to learn. And when it's really important to practice not taking too much personal, but then noticing what really hits you, and then that is what you utilize. That is what you go towards when you think, what's important to me? Like when you're down in the depths and you're brought down there regardless, and you actually want to go there, and the fact that you want to, you engage it differently. Something's different about you. People might even say that to you, just like wondering what's going on with you. You can give them things, but you don't even have it all figured. Like, it's not even all conceptualized. You can just simply say, I'm creating, or I'm doing what makes me happy. I'm giving attention to these things I didn't give attention to, like setting time for yourself and not allowing anyone to interrupt that time. Just kind of clearing the way, making room. There's these things that you are just missing by like a thread, like just a frequency. And you're slowly coming closer and closer. That's why if some of you haven't met or talked to or made certain connections yet, it's all flowing in and out, especially if you, again, have that more intention on it. And that's what I talked to Virgo about. Just see it happening. Start to notice, oh my God, like, wow, I see myself doing that, or that's going to happen. And also take what comes to you and know that anything that comes up this month is for some deepening, some depth within yourself. And I think you're craving that more than ever. You're craving depth. You're craving like that thin line of, I'm not going to let you in, or I'm not going to give you more. And you're kind of letting it wash away, but you're able to be vulnerable in a way that's more productive for what it is that you're needing, where you're able to also put up some good boundaries in places that you don't need it anymore, where things start to sort themselves out. And again, some other people could notice this. They might say something that throws you off guard, vice versa. You might react or respond in the way that you want to respond, and you just gotta do what you have to do, own it, back it up, just stand firm in it, and allow whatever needs to transpire to come of it. There could be a change of heart in a situation in your life where you didn't realize there even maybe needed to be, and or vice versa. This is a very free-flowing time. We are just at the end of something, at the start of a new era, and you understand that there's a lot going on, and the world is an abundant source, and that's what you need to remember, because there's a lot that you can be brought into and dragged into this month, but it's very much not a month for that. And if you don't know that now, by the end of the month, it'll be very clear. Very clear. I'll try to get this out as soon as possible. I'm just kind of going down the lines of signs. Yeah. And listen to yourself. Don't second guess your intuition, because if you do this month, you might end up in wrong place, wrong time. Right place, right time. Right place, right time. I am in the right place at the right time. And that's all for tonight, folks. We will see you next month in Sagittarius season. You got this. You can do this. All information to work with me one-on-one is below, as well as the link to the extended / part 2, whatever you want to call it, where we get more in depth, we get into it. And let me tell you, they are very, very detailed. Lots. Okay. And I'll see you next month.